Shalom, shalom. All right, giving all praises, all glory, all honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham, Rakakudash. All right, I also want to give double honors to my apostles and my elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to Ayoakim, preaching his truth throughout the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity in your hearts. All right, for the love of the gospel. All right, I am the brother Shamaria of the GMS Indiana camp. Gear, Indiana, coming at you with another lesson. This lesson is going to be about actually a fortune cookie that I opened up at work today, as you see on the screen before you. All right, now on the screen you're looking at a fortune cookie that I opened up, and this is what was inside. Now the story goes that I went to turn in something at the office at my job, and the lady, she said something to me, and after I asked her for the fortune cookie, she said I usually just open the cookie and read the fortune and throw away the cookie. And I said, well, that's funny because I usually open the cookie and throw away the fortune and eat the cookie. So it was funny how, you know, how we use the fortune cookie. But she actually looks at the fortunes, to look forward to the future, all right, to be looking for it. And I was like, I never actually read a fortune in a fortune cookie before. I never really paid attention to them because I was just like, it's just a piece of paper. It was just, I like the taste of a fortune cookie. But without further ado, this was inside of it, and it said, you will step on the soil of many countries, all right? And then it says, learn Chinese, and then it says rejoice, and then it gives the Chinese word for rejoice, But I found this to be spiritual, all right, because in biblical prophecy, according to the Bible, the men of the Lord, the elect men of the Lord, that the Lord is going to deliver, they're going to step on the soil of many countries. You understand? The men of the Lord, after they get delivered, the Lord will give them the countries of many kings. All right, but without further ado, I'm gonna get the scriptures. Like, keep in mind what that said. It said, "What you shall step on the soil of many countries." All right, and in the ancient world, the way you would get land is you would go into their land, you would defeat their army or their military might, and then you would seize their land. That's where the term spoils of war. Come from. All right, when you go into a land and you defeat them and you seize that country, everything in that country is yours for the taking. However, we can do whatever you want with it. All right. All right. That's the same thing that's going to happen to us, man. Lord willing, I'll be one of that number. This is I want to start with the book of Jeremiah. Not Jeremiah. I want to start with the book of Joshua. Actually, this is the first scripture that came into my mind when I read this fortune cookie. All right. Jeremiah 24, 10 and 24, Salakia. Jeremiah 10 and 24. This is after they was fighting and the Lord made the sun stand still. All right. This is after they won the battle. Jeremiah 10 and 20. I'm going to start at 23. It says, and they did so and brought, 22, and said, Joshua, open the mouth of the cave and bring out those 5 kings unto me out of the cave. And they did so and brought forth those 5 kings unto him out of the cave, and the king of Jerusalem, and the king of Hebron, and the king of Jermoth, and the king of Leshek, and the king of Eglon. And it came to pass when they brought out those kings unto Joshua of Israel, and said unto the captains of the men of war which went with them, come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near and put their feet upon the necks of them. And Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed, be strong and of a good courage, for thus shall the Lord do to all your enemies against whom ye fight. All right, and that's the point, because the Lord is going to do that to all of our enemies whom we fight. All right, now we're fighting against enemies right now, man, whether you believe it or not. If you're an Israelite, then you have enemies you're fighting against. Now, do you have spiritual eyes to see the enemies that you're fighting? Do you know who your enemies are? All right, that's the question. Do you know who your enemies are? All right. Let me from there, I want to go ahead and grab just to point out who your enemies are, man, because you got to get the edification. This is Book of Psalms. All right, if you're familiar with those brothers with that's Slakia. For those brothers that's familiar with the scriptures, you know where I'm going. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, and I start at 1. Keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thine peace, be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee lift up the head. It's going to get into who hates us. All right, it's going to get into it later. Who our enemy is. It says they have taken crafty counsel against thine people and consulted against thine hidden ones. It says they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that's what they did, man. If you look at today's age, man, two-thirds of our people don't know they're Israelites. And then for those that do know they're Israelites, they just have it in the back of their head just so they can say, oh, I know. But they don't look towards the Lord, man. They don't look for them. All right. The Lord said, seek now the Creator in the days of thine youth. All right. The Lord said, put not off from day to day. These people are putting off from day to day. See, they may know they're Israelites. All right. Two-thirds of our people may know, two-thirds niggas may know they're Israelites, man, but they don't seek the Lord. All right. They're not a nation of Israel, because it says in the scriptures that it says Israel, not all of Israel are of Israel, man. Why does it say that? It says that because what makes us Israelites? The word Israel means he prince power. So he is prince of the power. How are you going to be prince of a power and you don't keep the laws, statutes, and the commandments of the power? All right. You have to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the power to begin to understand who you really are, which is an Israelite. All right, but keep going. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, and they are confederate against thee. So they have came together. So basically all the nations besides Israel came together and said, look, we have our differences, but let's put our differences aside. All right, let's put our differences aside and focus on these people, because these are the most powerful people on earth, as long as they got their God. So let's cut the remembrance of them off so they can be weak and trodden underfoot. All right, this is about verse 6. It says, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, it says, of Moab and the Harganites, it's like if I mispronounced the word, it says Gebal and Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also is joined with them. It says they have hoped the children of Lot. Salah. It says, do not them as unto Midianites, as Sarah and Gibeon and Brook of Carshon. Salaki. But to make a long story short, all of these are our enemies, man. All right. And all these, if you're not of the nation of Israel, then you are an enemy. All of these nations are not of Israel. They're not of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, some of them are. Like it mentioned the Ishmaelites. It mentioned Ammon. Are they of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? But they're not of, well, Saki, they're of the seed of Abraham, but they're not of the promise of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? They're not of the promise. The covenant was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These people are not under the covenant. So everyone that's not an Israelite is your enemy. All right, I just wanted to get that real quick. And this is the book of Exodus, just to back that up, 23 and 22. Exodus 23 and 22. It says, "But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversaries. So the Lord shall defend you." Scripture says, "Fight for the truth, strive for the truth, and the Lord shall fight for you." It's like it, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you. All right. With that being said, remember the lesson. This is your foot. It says you shall step on the soil of many countries. All right. Now, right now, these heathens own these countries, man, because it says what? The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. It says the earth is what? Given into the hand of the wicked. All right. 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. So the first part, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So the earth is in the hands of the wicked right now. But the Lord is going to come back and put his foot on the necks of the kings of the earth right now, and then he's going to reclaim what's his. All right. What he gave to them. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get Psalms 2 and 8. It's the book of Psalms. Slacky. I'm gonna start at 1. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? All right, it says, why do the heathen rage? All right. When it says the heathen, it's talking about every nation other than Israel. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth sit themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. It sounds a lot like Psalms 83 when I read it, man. All right, they take confederate, all right, against the Lord, against the Lord's hidden ones. They do the same thing. Now it says, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. All right, it says, why don't the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing, man? Because the heathens, they really think once America is destroyed that they have a shot at ruling the world. But no, the saints are going to take the kingdom of heaven. All right, they're going to take it by force. All right, they don't plan on that, because what it says, verse 2, the kings of the earth set themselves. It says the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, and the Lord shall have them in derision. All right, because the Lord is planning this, man, and you cannot go against the Lord's will. All right, there be no person that can resist the will of the Lord, because he controls everything. It says verse 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. All right, because the Lord, he gonna make them angry because their plans aren't gonna come to pass. It says, yet have I set my king upon mine holy hill of Zion. I will declare and decree, the Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son, this day I have begotten thee. Ask of me. This is the point. Now, this is the point I wanted. I was just getting all of that to build up. It says, ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. All right, so the Lord's gonna give us the heathens for our inheritance, for waiting upon him, for serving him with all our might, for doing what is told of us, all right, for doing what's asked of us, for following his laws, the statutes, and commandments, man, to the bitter end, all right, unto death. All right, for all of this, man, the Lord's going to give us the heathen for our inheritance. It says in the uttermost parts of the earth for a possession. So we're gonna step on the because I said what in Job 9:24 it says what the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the Lord is gonna, it says the Lord is gonna give us the uttermost parts of the earth for lying possession. Then our feet are gonna step on the soil of many countries, which are right now owned by these heathens. but the Lord is going to give us the heathen. All right, the tables are going to turn. All right. Well, what's that in the Apocrypha? It says because of unrighteous dealings and injuries gotten by deceit. It says the kingdom is what translated from one people to another. All right. Let me get that real quick. It's what scripture is that? 2:10. Is it Sirach 2:10? Nah, no. Slocky, let me grab that scripture real quick. 10:7. Slocky. Sirach 10:7. This is the book of Sirach 10:8. Let me get 7 and 8. Sirach 10:7. It says, "Pride is hateful before God and man, and by both, it says, by both doth one commit iniquity, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit." Now, who did that, man? All of the heathen, man. Because when you read the book of Maccabees, it says, "What nation have?" I'm gonna get there real quick. Book of Maccabees. What is that? 2:10. That's the scripture that I thought of. 2:10. First Maccabees 2:10. What it says? What nation have not had a part in her kingdom? It says, "What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?" So it's talking about Israel. What nation? What nation of the heathens have not taken of the children of Israel? All right, and the answer is none. So all of them, all of the heathen nations have had a hand in our goodlies, in our good things. All right. So like going back to that is Sirach 10:8. It says, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." And that's exactly what's going to happen. All right. It says, "Ask for me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, and thou shalt dash them into pieces with like a potter's vessel." All right. Now, from there, I got two more actually. This is Amos 9:11. I got one more. This is the book of Amos. Let me find it. 9:11. It says, "In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old." All right, now he's talking about the tabernacle of David, man. He's talking about his elect. All right, all the men that have, all the men that have not, all right, bowed the knee to Baal have served other gods, man. All those that serve the Lord with sincerity and with truth. All right, now this is the point, verse 12, that they may possess, talking about the elect, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all of the heathen. All right, so the remnant of Edom and all of the heathen, which are called by thy name, saith the Lord that doeth this. All right, so the Lord is he's gonna give us all of the heathens' land, and he's gonna give us all of the heathens. All right, now from there, just to keep the topic fresh, you gotta hit these points. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and 16. Jeremiah 30:16 says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they shall spoil thee." It says, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey." So the Lord's going to turn the tables. Like I just got that the Ecclesiasticus 10:9, 10:8. It says the kingdom is translated from one people to another. The Lord is going to turn the tables. Everybody that will try to have us in captivity, we're going to have in captivity, man. All right? Everyone who came after us and persecuted us, we're going to persecute them. All right? Going to Revelations real quick. I'm going to close it up with this one. The Revelations, what scripture is that? Is it 13 and 10? Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So, all right, so everyone that killed with the sword, they got to be killed by the sword, man. It's balanced. Those that led into captivity got to be led into captivity themselves, man. It's a balance. All right? And for that, man, I'm going to close up. All right? Because it's already been 20 minutes. All right, let me get this real quick. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave into the house of Jacob. All right, now strangers talking about Israelite foreigners, man. All right, those strangers are talking about Israelite foreigners. The Lord is going to pull the Israelite foreigners, the ones that are that look like the heathen nations, but are really of us. All right, the ones that come that the seed goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, verse 2 it says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captors they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." So basically, the Lord is going to give us all of those people that led us into captivity. The Lord is going to give us to lead them into captivity. All right. And that's all I had, man. And I hope this lesson was edifying. And in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rekakwadash. All right, Ratazaka Hayashah. All right, till next time, I say Shalom.